there's still a few things that we really need to go over as XRPs, within the same range, down a little bit. Bitcoin's down under 104K now, which if you were watching earlier, I mean, we've seen it in the trajectory. But in the dip, or in the video description, or this live description, I put buy the dip doesn't apply to XRP, it's buy the disaster. Because I really believe that. Because with XRP, everybody, buy the dip, but it's always dipping until it's not. So you really need to look for that catastrophic drop. And in this case, I think if you're looking for the catastrophic buy, from how we pushed up on this, our rally, I think that catastrophic buy zone would be that $1.50 fair value gap fill. And then even though it can go down to $1.32 or $1.38 or $1.34, somewhere around there, so you would buy it from $1.50 down to $1.34 in that theory. So that would kind of be like the new 50 cents down, would be $1.50 down. But you would have to distinguish that when we get down there. So it's like, to me, we can talk about buying the dip all we want, but you're not truly buying the dip. You're just buying another overpriced asset until it's ready to make the next move up. And that's why I always say it's not about how much time you're in this market. It's about timing the market properly. So if you're already in and you're happy where you're at and you've already taken profits or whatever your case may be, you got to find the right buying spot and not just, it's down from $2.45, so it's a good deal at $2.14. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not a good deal. That just means it's less today than it was a couple days ago. What I'm talking about is, why would you buy it at $2.14 right now? There's no purpose. If you're looking at it from a macro point of view, there's no reason. And if you're looking at it from a micro, you're looking for it to fill that fair value gap. So this doesn't even make sense, because we've already had an opportunity at $1.61 within the past month or two. So I'm trying to build good fundamentals. Remember what I'm always saying? So if you didn't buy it at $1.61, you're certainly not buying it at $2.14. If you didn't buy it at $1.98, you're certainly not buying it at $2.14 just because it's down 4.5%. Right? Or are you? And if you are, did you not buy it when it was at $1.98? And you probably justified it saying, well, I'm not buying it here because I didn't buy it there. But now all of a sudden it's like a FOMO buy where you can feel good because you're like, oh, well, it's down. So yeah, when you're trying to buy XRP, don't look at a singular dip. Look at a big catastrophic event where you see like maybe 35% in a couple days or a 40% move. That's what we're looking for. How to? What if, this is a great question. What if you didn't have the money then, but you have the question now? You know who loves you? The market makers. You know who loves you? The ones who were in the beginning, and you can be the exit liquidity. You can put the money in, but see that newfound money you have? It's going to be gone by the time it's proper. So do you want to be down 30, 40% in a traditional sense? No. Or 20%. No, you'd rather be at equal playing ground. So what I would suggest is don't buy anything. I told everybody this morning, and if they would have bought, they're not feeling good right now. Because now IOTAs went down another 6% from earlier. Algo's down 8% now. IOTA's down 10.5% almost, 10.3. Ethereum's down 4.4. Bitcoin's continuing to slide. And remember, we have the escrow dump coming in a couple days. We're going into the weekend that's thinly traded, which doesn't look good this weekend. So what I would tell you, if you have newfound funds now and you didn't have it in the last part and you're like, oh man, I wish I could have bought XRP at 34. Wait till it gets to its newfound levels. I would tell everybody the same thing I said before. You can't look at XRP until it fills that gap. Unless you want to gamble. Because until we break out, that's an over-glaring area that it has to hit. And it's not just that it's even the gap. Look how the pattern sets up. If we fall back into this zone, and I'll say hi to everybody in the comments in a sec, but I don't know why. But I came out and I wanted to say this before I forget. Look at the area. So if it falls back into this consolidation, we know that this descending triangle, and if it's your first time, you're going to be very confused. So I'll show you all the charts. But this apex point of this pattern where it meets and has to finish is September of 25. This top where we have it is just where the wicks went up, and it's like, all right, well, we have to break that and hold to confirm this breakout. That would be the confirmation of the actual breakout. But we never back tested, and we knew that. That's why I circled it. And like when I circled it, It's like look how close it came to filling in the exact spot where we circled. And that's been there. Well, I mean, if you look at it in the 4-hourly, it actually did. But, you know, I drew that out weeks ago. And that's the level where I thought I could backtest because we drew a top point when it made the double top. And then I said it's either going to hold here or more likely down here. Otherwise, then we come right back down on a topping reversal. And we come down to that $1.50 fair value gap, which happens to be the bottom of this descending triangle or whatever you want to call it. So it's it seems like it's building in that kind of a transgression here, and it sucks, but you know, it's also a good thing because we need these things. And then like for this, if it's your first time here, I mean, this is just the liquidity charts. We've got the distribution. We've got supply 3 that's below because we've had 3 different supply zones. We've got demand over the top and then discovery if we ever get there. There's a lot of there's a lot of speculation on what wave we're in, wave 4, wave 5. I've looked at it in a slightly different way now. What if these are just like, if you look at it in the whole scale, what if this is just like the start of an all-time wave 3, and we're just in the consolidation phase still of it. And then if that's not the case, okay, well, instead of being in wave 4, what if we're just in a wave 2 correction and it goes wave 3 in the micro? Either way, we're in a wave 3, which is weird. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if we're in an all-time, I mean, you can see how the sky would be more the limit. This would be freaky big. And I'm saying it would be over that, but I didn't want to go too high. You know, technically you should probably do something more like this. You know, if it was something like that in the all-time. I'm just saying, look at the possibility there. So let me go over the comments. Let yourself fixate on that in the A, B, C, D, E. That's just because we already have a 5 wave on the micro. So we're looking at it from a macro, and I didn't just want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's confusing. Because then you're seeing the same thing. But it's interesting. It is interesting when you start to think about it like this, isn't it? So let's see. Big Dog, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Number for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Shane, welcome in. Nick, good evening and welcome back in. Jennifer Kupiak, welcome in. And I'm glad to see you back here despite all the stuff you had to do. I put in, what did we put in? 4 new shrubs today. In the new area that we fixed up yesterday. So it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Mike Honcho says the bearish bitch is back. I knew it would come, Julie. I knew somebody would say it. But Mike, yes indeed. Yes indeed. Not that I'm the bearish bitch. I'm just saying this could happen. But you don't want to be mad. We're looking for that disastrous bounce. Bob Bertner, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Good evening to you, my friend. Crazy Paul, good evening, along with Papa Willie. Thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Adam Carrillo, welcome in. Yes, and you know, it didn't work the first time live. Fortunately, the second time it did. Thankfully. So, you know, let me go to the other chart now while I'm talking to everybody so you can kind of see in real time what's going on. Like, we're coming to the daily close in about 20 minutes. And it looks ugly. It's ugly. It's an ugly close. Oh, that's ugly. Woo, buddy, you didn't even fill the wick out. Back up. That's ugly. You know, it would be even uglier if we finish below that uptrending support, which may not happen, but if we finish below like $2.13, oh boy, that's ugly. And then in the weekly, it almost becomes an even uglier setup. Look at it. Ooh, man, that's ugly. We had the perfect reversal over the top after that double rejection at 265, and we all knew it. We were just kind of waiting. We've been talking about it for days. Go look at my titles. They're strategically placed so people wouldn't get pissed at me, but they make them think like, hey, wait a minute. How can he sound so positive, but yet it makes me feel like we're so bearish by reading his shit? Well, you can be positive and realistic at the same time. Let's see. How to, good evening. And I already answered your question. Where do I spend the money? Go buy yourself a silver bar, my friend. That's where you spend the money. Otherwise, you sit back, relax, and have some side capital until it's the right time. Britain, CBC on up or down? Well, I mean, down probably, but let's take a look. because it technically hasn't created that ultimate low. Oh no, never mind. It's fine. It made a nice W reversal. Probably, unless we break that lower support, this probably back up to the next layer. I forgot this already had corrected. But at some time, I think 0022 is going to be in play. But we need a rejection one way or the other. Could this be a topping? Man, maybe. But it kind of looks like it reversed back up. But if it comes back down and breaks this, it's a bad news. But it very well could be starting up to its next layer, because that could be the start of an inverse head and shoulders there with the big W reversal and the big bull flag kind of. So, I don't know. You got to make decisions. I would say take profits if you have significant ones and you haven't done it yet, and then let it ride. Let it ride till it breaks that support structure if you're a gambling man, because that doesn't look horrible. Pat, good evening, says buy some herb and chili. Or buy some herb and chill. Sure. Britton, I already answered your question. Mark Caston, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So badge. Anthony Garcia, so is XRP going lower? You can come to that conclusion. Just watch, listen, study. Poppy Lou, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, along with Crypto Plumber 589. And I know it's true because that's my face superimposed on that emoji badge. Anthony Garcia says just picked up ZBCN and Quant. Ooh, ballsy man. Ballsy man. CJ2 Pilot, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Familian Glum says sold 14 days ago at $2.60 and put it in my rebuy order at $1.50 the same day. Smelled it as it did not follow Bitcoin. Well, I mean, it did to an extent. Its topping point was 265 as where Bitcoin went to a new all-time high just to kind of sucker some more people in. And if you're new, Bitcoin, I mean, it's not unprecedented because we've had this drawn out before even that came up. Because I believe it's trying to draw an inverse head and shoulders, or it's the ultimate trap and it ends up pulling a big topping reversal here, and then it comes back to 64, or it's the end of the pattern. But I don't think it is necessarily, because coming off the cup and handle breakout, it suggested that 124K roughly should be filled. It hasn't been filled. I don't care if we came up to 111,000. That's not 123 or 122. Just over 122. It's not close to that. And then over the top, if we did this inverse head and shoulders, I think we could get to 146. So I think there's still some potential, but this is what I was suspecting would happen. So, you know, you can look at that for a minute while I finish talking to everybody, just so you can get used to it. But there's so much stuff to get used to if you're first in here. Your head's literally gonna jump off of your shoulders and go hide somewhere. That's what's gonna happen. I've seen it before. 6 months later, they come back, their heads reattached, and like, you know, I can finally understand what you were talking about. I wish I did back then. I'm like, I know. Scott, welcome in. Crypto Ben, good evening. Bigfoot, we had a sighting of you, sir. Where was that at, Julie? In Monroe County. What was that, last week? Yeah. I think last week, 2 people in Monroe said they seen you. So, you know, you're being seen. True story. DJRC, good evening. Along with Jorge, thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. And thank you, Jorge, for being a very trusted Monetto, my friend. Let's see. Shane, yep, still stacking silver. That's what I like to hear. Crypto Cooter and James Dula, thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. James says, I'm all liquid right now waiting for your betting man to say this is the bottom. The betting man hasn't come out just yet, my friend, but he will eventually. Absolutely my fault and not yours, Tom, but lost $100 on data today. Well, you know, it happens. But I've been saying, don't buy data yet. I have it pinned out for everybody. And of course, it's not my fault. I can't make the decision for you either way. Just like I wouldn't, well, you know. But this is where I'm targeting right now. That drop out of this formation suggests that 0.0008 should be a real defined moment here. I think it should. And it's just the way I'm looking at it. It seems like I'm trying to find, just like with MXC and all of that, the right opportunity. But like, could this be? And then I don't know, because it kind of seems early. It kind of seems like this is the phase where it was setting up, This more to me seems like maybe, you know, I think like that would make a lot of sense. See, something like that. That's why I'm so intrigued. Please, God, let this come into 0.0008 now that I see it like this. And this is what I was talking about earlier, but look how that looks. And you got to be forward thinking with all these. Remember our forward thinking with ZBCN? Remember our forward thinking with MXC? You want these big disastrous drops. That's why I keep saying it for XRP. Give me one of these drops so I can actually see some defined moment. Like we haven't seen it yet. We certainly can't seem to pick up the collateral to get through these ranges. So boom, boom, double bottoms down here basically, a little bit lower, comes back up, circles around, breaks out, back test and out. But then you'd be like, that's the left shoulder. This was a fading head into a right shoulder, but it was a beautiful test. But look how that would look. How many times have we seen that setup? Literally. How many times have we seen that setup? And if it doesn't hold, well, then we go down to the next layer, and then it's like, oh boy, now what are we doing here? But eventually it's going to kick back around. This is an IoT token in the Internet of Things. 1.2 billion total tokens. 1.4 billion plus in circulation. I said 1.2 earlier, but I meant 1.4. I listened to my stuff back. I'm like, ooh, he was off by 200 million, you dumbass. But it's like 1.42 billion. So there's only like 580 million tokens left to be put into circulation. And we're at a low that we haven't seen since, oh, it's been a while. 005. So you have to go back to this time frame in early 2020 where we got that small bounce down when you could say we were at that range. And even this wouldn't get you there, but it gets you close. So we're at the lowest levels we've been since 2020, to put it in perspective. So I'm going to keep talking about that a lot. A lot. Nice payday I'm setting by. Orders. Yes, indeed, Crypto Plumber. I mean, this is the time to start looking ahead. Tomorrow, Ripple release XRP, right? On the 1st. It's the 30th right now, so... Is there 30 months in May? I don't know anymore. I'm old. I don't know. I asked you earlier, so I just assumed there was 31 this month.
Yeah, there is 30.
Huh?
It's the 30th? I thought it was the 31st.
No, there's 31 this month, right?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, remember yesterday too, and I don't want to piss anybody off, but remember how I was begging everybody when MXC was at like 006 while I was live? Please take profits. If for nobody else, me, just take the damn profits. Take your money. I said it yesterday, and I was begging on the live yesterday, probably to driving some insane, and now it's down 31% today. Now remember, when it went up 600%, this is 31% of that entire move up. It's whatever you had in your holdings. So congratulations, but just because it was a 600% move as of right now, that move doesn't look as good. Because now you gave back 31%. If you didn't take profits, you're kicking yourself. But it's a lesson. All of it is. And it's still up right now about 150% from where it started, from where we bought in. So even if you didn't do anything yet, you're still fine. You have plenty of profit. You just don't have as much. But this, now it's down 31.5%. So what goes up must come down. So this is a, hopefully MXC will get listed on BITUNIX in this time frame. But data is on BITUNIX. Data is on BITUNIX, and it's going to make it a lot easier for the case. And you can look in the pinned video description below and or pinned comments of this very video and this very live in the comments. Look above where it says BITUNIX Worldwide. Click on that, and there's a link. Stop paying the fees, and don't give away your money. I've shown the horror stories. Everybody says, how much do you trust BITUNIX? I have a little bit of money on BITUNIX. So it's not like I'm telling you to put your money on. That's how much I have on there. So obviously, I have some trust in them, and I've been using them since very early in 2024. Well, late 2023, but I didn't tell anybody until 2024 because I was testing it, making sure it was good. But it's a lifesaver for me. And then there's another link up there below, and it's the Telegram. Join the Telegram. The only rule, or the only disclaimer I'll give you, is there is no second chances. Be a prick, get kicked. That's it. I don't have any time for anything else. So we're trying to do this unified. I guess it's like, don't be a dick or you'll get kicked, so save yourself from being a prick. Right? Julie liked that, I guess. So anyhow, good evening. 7:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, May 30th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. How do you know I know it's not good? Did I not come on yesterday when DGB was just shy of 1 cent and say I was liquidated out of DGB? And I did it in the Telegram, and I told my horror story about crypto.com again the day after MXC. But thankfully, I could send my DGB over to L Bank so that I didn't get screwed over as bad. It was about 12% as bad, which would be 11.9% more than BITUNIX, but still, you know, 78% less than what I would have felt from just fucking crypto.com. They wanted to give me $16,800 for my over 2 million, just 2 million tokens. As to where L Bank was willing to give me like $18,600 for the same damn freaking tokens. That's a $2,000 difference. And you all know with MXC, when I made all that money, how they were about just over $2,000 that I had to pay in fees to crypto.com. So no matter how much I can make off of these tokens, I'm not doing it. I'll use them for their CRO lockup so that I can have the crypto debit card and get rewards and be able to withdraw money out of crypto if I just want to do cash and stuff like that. But if the token ain't on BITUNIX, I'm not fucking buying it anymore. Bottom line. If I can buy DGB on L Bank, I may make the exception, but God, I hope that by the time this is done, they will finally freaking listen to me and put DGB on there. And if you are on BITUNIX, please send a message and say, we want DGB, and then just put XRP Future Millionaire at the end. Because I always tell them, do you know who I am? When I first told them, I'm like, I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I got 20,000 people on YouTube. Now I can be like, I got 41,000 people on YouTube, damn it. We all want fucking DGB. You know, so you have strength in numbers because they start seeing that. I've heard that DGB before. That's how we got XDC. I've been talking to them since 2023 late to do it. And when I finally asked them why they did it, they said they've been getting a lot of response lately about XDC. So don't think it doesn't work. And speaking of XDC, we have our buy-in target. Remember? I said don't buy yet. We have to see when we have the back test. We thought about it here, and then I sold because it broke down this area at 7.2. And I said, you know, it's not the right time, even though it showed us the big W reversal was a fake out. So we're looking at down here because logic says after a breakout of a long term, even though it's a shorter, but it's still it's a pretty long term, but it's the shorter of the two. But we were in this pattern since 2021 and it broke out. So being in a pattern for 4 years, the likelihood is you're going to come back test. So I'm thinking that 442 area is a great spot. A great spot. If it breaks down, Lord have mercy. But it is going to do pretty much a whole reset here, it looks like. And we're out ahead of this. This is why I can't be afraid. And like the target remains over the top. It's just if it takes longer than this. But that's what we estimated out in August of 2026. So it's not like I have this estimate right now. I have it like that. And then if it passes it up. But, you know, we'll see how this plays out. But I think we're on the money right now. The only thing I think I was off on is that it might come all the way back down here to like 2.8. So that's what I might have been off on. So we'll see how this goes. But either way, we're going to get a shitload of XDC. And I mean shitload. You can get 100,000 tokens if it goes down to 2.8 for like $2,860. Get it on BITUNIX because then when you sell it, you can get all your profits. Come on. There's got to be people in the audience right now that understand why I talk like this. And I wish more people knew. I wish more people would understand what I'm trying to say with BITUNIX. I really do because it's an unbelievable life-changing moment when you start to realize you don't have to give the exchange shit. You know? You just have to find the right place. Excuse my language. And I know somebody donated and I really appreciate it. Because it stopped, YouTube's a great, great venue. A lot of chaos, but a great venue. Only had to retry to do my live 2 different times today, but I didn't get mad. I was happy. I said, damn it, I'm going to keep doing this till I go live. Thank you for the $5 donation. He says, Shane says, if you had $100,000 to invest, what coin should I go for? I hold XRP, XDC, HBAR, and some ISO coins as well. And when should I buy? Thanks, Tom. I am not a financial advisor, but listen to the ones I talk about. I think Algo, I think Filecoin, I think Theta, I think Data, especially where it's going. I think these are good options. Some of the ones you already have, I think DGB is going to be a great option, but it might not be up your avenue. And because of the scarcity of it, I won't talk about it. You know, in a sense, if it's on BITUNIX, I'll talk about it. Just because it's easier, we don't have to pay the fees. And I'll be damned if I keep giving my money. I'll be damned if this audience keeps giving their hard-earned money. It's not Crypto.com or it's not Upholder. It's not any of these fucking scam exchanges that steal all of these profits because they're not doing a damn thing. All they're doing is waiting for you to have a good find. We're not trading leverage, people. These are leverage style fees. Let me be honest with you. Not even leverage has these kind of fees for the amount of money we're using. So we got to stop making the exchanges rich. And the more people that go away, the less fees there's going to be. And eventually we'll have a unified moment where it's like the exchanges like BITUNIX are going to get all of the attention. And the exchanges that don't, no one's going to use them. But people won't use BITUNIX because nobody talks about BITUNIX, which is fine. We don't want anybody to know about it. It's our well-kept secret, and that's how we need to keep it. But where would I put it? I mean, in places like that. I think Algo, probably IOTA. At this point, when it goes to the right spot, even if IOTA... Wait a minute. I can't remember. Somebody said IOTA, but it was only in the futures. But did it get switched in the spot? I don't know. No. But I will buy IOTA this time around in the 1x futures market. The only difference is you won't be able to take it off the exchange. But I will still buy it in the 1x futures. Because look, you could go into IOTA. You could open a long. Yada, yada, yada. And you could be in the futures and we could just do a... Whoops. You could just go to IOTA. And technically we could just do it 1x. Switch it from 10x. Go to 1x. Confirm. But you never want, like, you want to have it isolated because in cross, it's going to be different. This is meant to be vertical, but I force the apps to go horizontal, which I do to YouTube too, which is funny that it puts it in vertical sometimes. But yeah, so you can still do it. But I think the biggest home run here is a few of them. They have XDC, right spot. They have XCN now. It's in spot and futures. They have so many of them. They have Algo in both. They have ZIL in futures still only, but it's still ZIL on here. They have VeChain in both. Oh, they have Alchemy Pay, which I think is another one to pay attention to when it goes down there. I'm telling you, there's going to be certain, we're going to be rich. I don't know how else to put it. And I'm not just saying that. Do you remember what happened with MXC? Do you remember what happened with ZBCN? I don't just say we're going to be rich for no reason. Like, we've made a lot of wealth here, even in 2025, in the bear market we've been stuck in, let's face it. But we're honing in right now, so I can't particularly answer that question. All I can say is stay along for the ride. And the website's going to be available soon. And if you want to know the truth, time, dedication, reaching out for help, paying somebody who knows a lot more than I do about certain things with the website, buying the 5 years of dedicated hosting on the dedicated website, where it's not a slow, this thing is going to be laser fucking quick. I've dropped about 3K into this website, and I've been working on it for about a month and a half, and it's going to be ready, I think, next week. This thing is going to revolutionize the way I fucking do things. I can't wait until you guys see what I've come up with. I'm talking real-time live chart 24/7 of XRP on the website, scrolling across with different blockchains that I like between XRP, XLM, DGB, XDCs, all of these different blockchains, all of this different stuff. I'm going to revolutionize this whole fucking thing the way I want it. Excuse my French. I'm excited this evening. But I've been working on something in Tom's lab, because everything's better with Tom in front of it. Tom's lab presents XRPFutureMillionaire.com. My sponsor is Tom's Lab. That's what I should say. I'm sponsored by Tom's Lab. Who the hell is that? That's me. Me and my lab. You guys aren't going to get enough of this, I promise. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a game changer. Oh, it's gonna be so awesome. Oh man, my comments just went all the way down. I apologize. If I see your comment now, I'll do it again. I know, Nick. All patience is a virtue, my friend. File. Oh my God, I gotta add these. So, no offense, Doge, but Julie owns you and we own you, but you don't need to be on the list. Who else doesn't need to be on the list? Sorry, MXC. Nah, I gotta keep it on. I like MXC. XCN's fine. Oh, nope, stay on there. Because we can buy XCN. See, I'm game now. It's on BITUNIX. I like XCN. It's just I didn't like where I had to buy it. I told you, I'm not giving to other exchanges anymore. I'm not doing it. So everybody who's ever donated, everybody who's ever joined Tom's Army over these 4 years that I've been doing this, you're the reason why you're going to get a website. I'm putting funds into what I've earned because I don't need the money from YouTube to make a living, but it makes it easier for me to improve my technology. I'm telling you guys, you're going to help me. You're going to help me create something here to where we're all going to have and I'm not charging for the website. When I was developing it, they're like, you should probably make it a certain. I said, no, it's free. And they said, well, what about all these fees? I said, I'm going to pay for the fees. I'm going to pay for the hosting and all this other stuff. And by virtue, if I get enough people, they'll come to my YouTube channel. And by virtue, we have this repetitive thing. And in 5 years, if it doesn't work out, I won't renew it. It's that simple. In 5 years, if things are going good, I'll pay, $2,600 for another 5 years of the web hosting. It's not cheap for a dedicated server, but I want it to run smoothly, and it has to be good. So I'm betting on our future. How about that? I'm betting on this community's future. And if something happens, you'll always be able to find me at xrpfuturemillionaire.com if YouTube tries to take me away. So write that down somewhere. Oh, I've already bought it, so nobody can take it. It's mine. It's been paid for a while. But now, the funny thing is with MXC, it had that big drop. Now it's almost back into that. Maybe it could have the reversal time. Because it came down and it back tested this first area. Now it's either it's a rejection here because look how far it came up. That's the problem here. It could be coming up for a rejection out, or this was the start of something. If it comes down farther, then it comes over our 1 to 2 levels that we thought it might hit on the back test. So, a lot to pay attention to there. I appreciate the 132 people watching this second live of the day. I decided to just do a second live because there's so much stuff. I think XRP could very much come down to $1.50. Its potential is there. I think that fair value gap has to be filled. Remember earlier this morning when I was doing the live and I said, guys, the future market's running out ahead and it's giving us a key to where we're going to be tonight. And I said, it can come back up, but we're going to be below 213. The futures just gave it away when it had that big disparity. It was down to like 213.2, even though the other tokens were at 215 roughly. Or it was down even almost to 212.5. Or no, it was about 213.2. And we were talking about this, that it was going to come down this way. The futures market was giving it away. It's coming for liquidations. This is not a good setup. It's not a good setup. And now we've come through that support. Next support, it's down in there. So we're coming for this. Nick, I did see it. I can show that. I remember the total 3. And it was inside of a back test, inside of an FVG, inside of a cup and handle. Let's see how far back this is. What time? 3:33. Yeah, right here. So Nick put, and this is another reason why you should join in here. Look at, see people are trying to get me to post videos. I told you I get it all the time. Look, this guy wants to give me $100 for a 2-minute and 50-second mention in my XRP video. This guy's willing to give me $100 for 2 minutes of my time, basically. That's what I mean. That's the kind of crap that's happening all the time. This person says we've cooperated before, but we haven't. But I get it all the time. It's crazy. The only person I like talking to is Jane. She's the one who helps us get shit listed. And I'm begging her, you got to keep talking to them on DGB, please. And some other stuff. But he said, yo, guys, check the 2-week chart for total 3 bull flag cup and handle inside of 3 HTF FVGs. Above the EMAs, OMG. It's, I don't know when we are taking off, but sweet baby Jesus, this is a beautiful chart. Nick, I know you don't care that I'm reading this. But the total 3, look at where he's got this back testing. And honestly, Nick, when I'm looking at this, if you look at this and you're trying to fill this out, just think you're a trading algorithm. It almost looks like if it didn't come down farther, we could be stuck on a short-term inverse right shoulder right now. Within that, I see what you're saying. I really do see what you're saying. My mind keeps going to right here on this side. On that left side. Here, let me bring my... This is what I love about this tablet. Here. So on the left side, you see right there? See why I like this tablet? This is an example of why. I love it. I can just write on it. I just have to press one button. So, see that? Comes down, comes around, comes out, comes up. If we got bearish all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure it could trap everybody thinking it's bearish. Retest that medium FVG and still bounce out. That would be my only question to this. Could it come down there and still do the same thing? And then we have a more defined filling of this. I don't know. I don't know. Otherwise, we've got like right here, there's like a left inverted shoulder, left inverted head, inverted right shoulder, and out. Like you could theoretically see that in there. Whoops. You can see that in there. If that fills out, like you can see that. Oh, it would be crazy if it. The farther the fall, the bigger the fall. You know, it's right now. It's the bigger the fall, the greater the rise. You know, it's one of those things. It would be dramatic because you would literally go from here. How I meant to keep it closer, but I don't know why it won't move. I did it easy and whoops. Well, I had it right, but then it made a big box. I don't know what happened, but it would be in this section right here. That would be a big bounce. You'd have to fill all of that. No, it went too far, but you see what I'm saying here. But it would go down to that medium FVG. Now, if it filled the whole thing, ooh, that might make it tough because if you came all the way through, you know as well as I do, you'd hunt the bottom. How low is that bottom? Yeah, see, that would be a rather substantial drop-off. Yeah, we're just going to take the bullish route here is the way I look at it. But I can definitely see us doing that, what we were just talking about there. Rick says, heads up, Tom. Guy has been messing me, which I thought was you. I created a Telegram. He said he had an AI copy tool that would match your trades. Once he called me, I went nuclear, heads up. Hey, I won't reach out for you. I don't send anybody messages for a reason. Unless you send me a message, I'm not sending you one unless it's inside the actual Telegram itself, in the general Telegram, where everybody else can see the comments. It's the reason I do that. And I'm not going to sell you some stupid tool. So you should already know it's not me. There's nothing that can copy my trades. I wouldn't give that because then you could copy my, I don't know, my BITUNIX account. But I like that. Thank you for giving us the heads up, Rick. Because people need to know. The amount of people that try to make fun of... Yes, UB2B, that's a beautiful meme you can do. It's a perfect meme. And UB2B Sab, welcome in, my friend. I know you commented below or above, and I forgot because it skipped so fast. But thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge. It's unbelievable that you've been in there for that long. Unbelievable. But think of all of you who have been in Tom's Army that long. And honestly, it's awesome. That's all I can say is it's a beautiful thing, isn't it, Julie? Hey, you guys have allowed me to do the website, and when you guys see it, I think you're gonna love it. Julie knows I put a lot of time and resource. Well, it's been a decent amount of time now, hasn't it, Julie? And some resources. Well, I've already talked about the resources. Meme Army did it. It's up now. Love you, bro. Oh, wait a minute. You already put it up? Is it in the Telegram? Another reason to be in the Telegram. See, this guy's on the spot. This is our meme genius. So, what did Kazi say? When you have some time, some free quiet time, please check out Vector Smart Chain. If you need the links, I can DM them to you. Yes, very young L1. But they have some interesting things going on with their gas token and the non-KYC virtual soft KYC plastic debit card play. Iman has just left Solana to go there. Important thing here is the cards work, and this chain may be a sleeping giant. Oh, Tazzy, are you still watching? Absolutely send me more. I would love to know. These are the new things. We got to figure out how to get out. Oh, here we go. So, UB2B said, be a prick, get kicked in the dick. Look at Julie, UB2B, so you can see on the big screen. And then what's this one say? Oh, it's just, he's resharing it. Be a prick, get kicked in the dick. Join Tom's army, but don't be like that guy. That's the only warning. I like that. I like it. Thank you, UB2B. He's on YouTube, too. You know, he's got a video on his that has more video than my most popular video I've ever had. So, you know, that video got around big time. I think it was a Bob Marley one, if I'm not mistaken. How beautiful. Down below $2.13 right now. Anything we need to know about in the news? Talking myself out because this is the second live today. My son fell asleep, so what is this? Uphold teases XRP yield and relaunching crypto debit card in USA. Eat shit, Uphold. They got rid of us in the USA about, what, 2-3 years ago. And now they're still holding 1,000 of Julie's XRP tokens they won't give back, won't let her sign in. There's a bunch of people that have had the same horror stories. Fortunately, somebody told us in the audience, and I was able to get out a bunch of stuff before that. But for some reason, they just wouldn't give back the 1,000 XRP, those scumbags. Let's see what this says. Uphold said on Friday that it is exploring ways of unlocking yield on XRP, including testing staking through Flare Network, according to a post to X. Welcome to the world of smart contracts and DeFi opportunities, XRP Army, Uphold said in its post. Stay tuned for the beta. You mean like the wallets that they tried to tell you were going to be beautiful for everybody on Uphold and they made you pay for them? Going to be one of those games. In late 23, Uphold launched a self-custody wallet vault. Supported XRP token. Flare Network is on EVM compatible layer 1 bot. Who cares? Uphold also said it will be relaunching its Uphold. Staking it. Nah, don't care. All right, that's good enough news for Uphold. So they may or may not be bringing a debit card back, and I wouldn't support it. So that's about all the time I have for Uphold. Ripple makes fundamental statement about blockchain transforming finance. In a recent post on social media, Platform X San Francisco-based blockchain behemoth Ripple. Hold on, my glasses are like foggy. I think I was supposed to wipe them off, but I forgot. Ripple, led by Brad Garlinghouse, stated that blockchain is changing finance. Ripple is transforming finance and payments. Particularly Ripple is the post stated, and these changes are not only limited to the sphere of finance. The post adds, blockchain is changing finance, and just about everything else too. The post contains a short video advertisement of Ripple highlighting the major sphere in which it operates, payments, custody, stablecoin. If it's happening on chain, and this is Ripple's verified X account, it looks like. If it's happening on chain, it's happening with Ripple. Find out how blockchain is changing finance and just about everything else too. So last year, Ripple created a new product. It's dollar peg stablecoin. We already know about the RLUSD stablecoin that rolled out in December. Let's see if there's anything else we don't know. Nope. But yeah, that's basically what I got this evening. I'm not going to go out there with any other news. I just kind of wanted to see where these charts were going to head up and head down to. And right now it's at $2.11, and it's starting to head towards those areas we've been talking about. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And Ethereum gave us all we needed to know. It got rejected at that rising channel. It's not that it's over yet, but that rejection, 1, 2, if that's a triple top right here, that's a problem. And right now we haven't created the lower low, and we haven't created the lower high either, for that matter. So we'll see if it breaks one way or the other, but technically you built a cup. Now it could just be a very materialized handle that has to come back down. And like I drew out here, I think it could come down here because you would fill out this left side here to the right side. Although you could say this is the right to the left, and then maybe the right just comes here to like 2200. So there's many ways to look at that, but it definitely, we're coming for some consolidation. Unless Ethereum holds 2500, we're going to have quite the fall here. It's not going to be like anything unbelievable, but it's going to be something. Tom, July 4th is playing out. It is right now. It definitely is. It definitely is. It is pointing to July 4th. It happened last year. It seems to happen a lot around July 4th. Independence Day, my ass. More like cut our crypto in 2/3. This is definitely looks like it's going to be a big one here, though. Looks like it's going to be a big one here. But yeah, pay attention. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I'm glad all of you watched. I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to go hang out with Julie. She's going to go to bed soon because she's got to get up early. She's got to set her alarm for like 5:30 because she's working on something for the graduate, and I don't want to say more. But she's been putting a lot of time into it. But her deadline's almost up because we have the graduation party on Sunday. Well, her graduation's on Sunday. So at what, 7 p.m.? So Sunday evening I won't have a live. I'll probably do it Sunday morning at some point because the oldest one is graduating high school officially on Sunday. She came into my life when she was 7. One of 2 stepkids, you can call them. And now, almost 12 years later, she's graduating from high school. And then going off and the bigger and better things next year. So it's a pretty surreal thing. So we have her graduating high school, Scarlett starting middle school, and T starting elementary school. So it's a pretty interesting time. It's a big year coming up. So thank you, everybody, for the positive words. I appreciate it. I'd go longer, but I'm all talked out.